Well, welcome back to the Carrum Cowboys radio show. We're back this week. Maybe it's because of popularity. Maybe it's because we didn't get banned on Facebook like Trump has. But anyway, we're back here. Round 3 coming up. We played round 2 last week. And I'm going to grab one of our 55s. We had the Cowboys first played their 55s game this week. All the way out at Beaconsfield, but we were playing Geelong, so they had to come a lot further to the game than we did. So I'm going to get Smithy to come across here. Now, Smithy played a few years with the Cowboys, drifted away because he got too old, but now we've got 55s. He's back. Smithy, good, bad or ugly?
Well, we got soundly beaten, but it was good fun and played in a good spirit.
Yep, so it was a bit ugly. Geelong are a very strong side, and I don't think that the travel distance affected them at all.
Well, they had plenty on the bench, and they had maybe 5 or 6 players that were clearly a lot better than us, and from then on it evened out a little bit, but that's a big difference.
Yeah, that is a big difference, and we probably had about at least half a dozen, maybe a dozen players eligible that couldn't make it. Being Mother's Day was probably a bit tricky.
Yeah, we had about 8 magnets up the top of blokes unavailable, and we had 3 magnets we'd taped names of fill-in players on top, so it's getting towards a dozen that we're missing.
And you've come back to the Cowboys. Town has dragged you back for the 55s.
It didn't take a lot of dragging. Missed it a little bit, but I was clearly too old to compete in the 50s, so 55s is probably more my go these days.
That's okay. And now you get 2 weeks off until the next game, which I think's who we play. I think we play out at Diamond Valley.
I think we played Diamond Valley at Diamond Valley, according to the fixture. It doesn't go much further ahead than that, but I think Diamond Valley at Diamond Valley, and looking at the scores to date, we'll be much more competitive against them.
Yeah, and looking at the scores, I mean, we know that 55s just play for fun and scores aren't there, but I think it's like under 9s, you know what the score is.
Yeah, very much so. Well, I don't know what the score was, but it was a lot to nothing. So
a lot to nothing. That doesn't really help you when it's a lot to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been 15 goals, it could have been more. It was a lot.
Yeah, no worries. Well, thanks, Smithy. Thanks for joining us. Off to training. Get out there and enjoy it with the rest of the boys. Now, Richard Oggie will do. Oggie will do. Yep. 3rd year at the Cowboys, but only the probably 2nd and a bit year of actually playing.
One training in the first year, and then COVID hit.
Okay, and then...
So then last year, the first real season, and then this year, obviously.
And last year was a standout season for you, we must admit.
It was a good year. It was good to get a run around, and I think we ended up getting a couple of wins in the end out of 6 or something. So no, it was good.
Yeah, it was a couple of wins, and you're being very humble there, Oggie, but you did win the B&F by a mile, streets, yards, whatever distance you want to make up. That's how much Oggie won the B&F by. But new group of guys this year.
Yeah, there's a few more new faces or whatever, and we've been pretty competitive in the first 2 games, which last year there was a few that we got beaten pretty convincingly, so it's good to be competitive and still in the games all the way through. We haven't got the win yet, but we're close.
No, and the losses we've had have been close losses. We were just about there. First round we were just about there. Yep. Last game we were just about there, and then I think we sort of fell asleep.
Yeah, we ran out of steam. I think we're probably just once they get on top of us in the last quarter, just can't quite peg it back. But again, to be in the game at 3/4 time, and I think even one game we might have been in front at 3/4 time is promising. So hopefully we get a win soon.
Okay, and beautiful night for training.
Very balmy. It's good.
We've got to get used to these. You've got to take advantage of these because it is a winter sport, and I am sure we're going to get absolutely drowned when it rains and it's cold and the wind comes in sideways. Good thing this year is we haven't had the mosquitoes yet. Have you experienced the mosquitoes?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, that's a wonderful experience. Seeing the mosquitoes just sort of buzzing around you and biting you on the forehead's a wonderful period. But given it's now May, and even though it's 20 degrees or something today, you've probably avoided the peak mosquito scene. Yep. So another game this week. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think we've got Geelong here. Yep. Another home game. So, I think they've been going all right as well. But, every week it's fun. Good to get out there and chase a few kicks around and hopefully get a win.
No worries. Thanks for joining us, Oggie. See you later. Come on, Foz. An original Cowboy back from the 2006 season. Essendon. Good. Yeah. Essendon, how was Essendon last week?
You picked a good time for an interview after an Essendon win. Few and far between this year.
We can just talk about Essendon, the big comeback against Hawthorn.
Yes, very big. Yeah, a few blokes are happy tonight. Blokes have been able to wear their Essendon jumper tonight. First time for a while.
Because I heard Nashi had already gone into the spa very early.
Nashi bags fairly early, and last week got it wrong. Got it wrong very early.
I can just picture him getting out of the spa when Essendon was starting to win with the towel wrapped around him, getting excited.
So yeah, that, and also I actually didn't even watch the last half of the match. I went upstairs because I was expecting another last half fade out like we've been doing all year, and went upstairs to watch a movie and flip between the movie and the game. Ended up falling asleep. We got a phone call from Supercubes at 10:30 at night, which then I clicked. Oh yeah, we must have won.
Well, Mrs. Trash and I were watching it. We were barracking for Hawthorn only because we had tipped them.
Oh, yeah, I think everyone tipped them.
And then at the end we were just sort of laughing that Hawthorn stopped us and just ran over the top of them.
Yeah, no, it was good. That's actually how they played last year. Just they sort of played more attacking game last year, and they haven't done it this year for some reason. All of a sudden they think they can hang on to the ball, but they're better off just going long to big 2 metre Pete.
2 minute people. Who I remember someone bagging a couple of weeks ago, but it kicked 5 or something.
I must admit, I haven't been a big fan of his, but he's on. He's good, but he's on.
Now, moving to a type of football that's better than the AFL, the 50s. How'd the 50s go last week?
50s, yeah, we would stay with, who was it, Beaky? Stay with Beaky for the first half, and I think the third quarter they kicked away a little bit, caught them back up halfway through the last quarter and ran out of legs for the last 10 minutes, I suppose. I think they kicked 3 in the last 10 minutes of the game, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's the 3 in the last 3 minutes or something like that. It was an avalanche.
It was an avalanche. I thought we had them there for a while, and then, just the last few minutes they got on top.
Yeah, we got it back to a couple of points, and
it
then
was 2
we
points.
just fell away. Yeah. So this week we played Geelong. Now, experience against Geelong haven't been great.
No, I remember, I think down there, we played them there when they first come into the comp, and I think we beat them. I think that's the only time we have beaten them.
Yeah, I think so.
Since then they've sort of kicked our ass a couple of times.
They worked it out to how to recruit basically all the Geelong Peninsula players for Geelong. So they've got a big catchment area. We're meant to be playing down there this week, but like us, they're having their rooms redone. Right. And what was an away game is actually a home game, which means we've got to go to Geelong in July or something.
Yes, well, that might be a bit of a trip.
Might be a
bit of a mid-season trip. We'll play Torquay or somewhere.
We'll have to have a chat to Towners to see if we can organise a week away or something.
We'll have a game of golf on the Saturday and play on the Sunday or something like that.
So hopefully a few ins that were late withdrawals from the 50s last week.
Who was the late with? Oh yeah, Heater and who was the other one?
Joffa.
And Joffa. Heater and Joffa might make their debuts this week, and we probably need them.
Well, we will need them. Joffa was because of COVID and Heater was because of kids,
yes,
but hopefully we'll be a little bit better this week.
Yeah, well, Heater doesn't know until the day before what time his kids play. The way the juniors work nowadays, they sort of have a floating fixture, so it's not like a permanent time each week.
It does make it a little bit tricky.
Yeah, it makes it tricky, yeah.
Well, it looks like you've been called in, Foss. I'll let you go. Righto. We'll get Bruffy over. Now, I'm not sure if Bruffy's a true Masters, but we'll get Bruffy over here. G'day, Bruffy. Welcome to Carrum Cowboy Radio Show.
Thanks for having me, Trash.
That's okay. 50s last week, lost. Supers lost. Masters didn't lose. Reserves didn't lose, did they?
No, they had a bye.
They had a bye, so they'll be fired up this week.
They will be. They should do well too, I think. Yeah, they're coming up against Geelong, I believe. So.
Yeah, it is Geelong. All 3 teams are playing Geelong. Geelong are usually pretty good, but we've never seen them Masters or reserves and supers. So we'll see what they pull out. You missed last game?
Yeah, I did. Did a calf. And should be right for this week.
Should be right for this week. Straight back into the supers, of course. Not easing you, managing you through the reserves.
I'm like Dusty. Don't know what VFL is.
Okay. We'll remember that.
We'll see how we go.
We'll remember that. Bruffy said he's not like Dusty, or he is like Dusty. We'll measure that a bit later on.
See what the coach thinks. So.
Okay, and good numbers again.
Yes, we should have. There's a lot of supers out there tonight, which is encouraging. Normally it's a 50s smorgasbord on training night, but there's a lot of supers out there, so we should be good for numbers.
Yeah, I think we're missing a lot of 50s because the 55s played on the weekend and they're probably resting up and having a Bonox or something like that. Bonox used to be a drink for those young people who don't know what a Bonox is. So 3 games back at home. Ladies' Day last match. How'd that go?
Seemed to be good. There was a lot of big turnout upstairs, so there's a lot of people upstairs and good viewing from up there too. So I missed last week's game, so it was a good balcony to watch from up top. So, but yeah, there was a lot of ladies here, so it was a good day. And
I think a lot of the 50s found their way up there because when they finished their game, the canteen had run out of food, and they went up there and stole the ladies' food. Well, took the ladies' food that hasn't been eaten, so they didn't want to waste it, so they made good use of it.
Yes, they would have.
Okay, well, I'll let you go, Bruffy. Look after the calf, and all the best on Sunday.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, there we go again. Another exciting week of Cowboy news. Looking forward to 3 games at home. Hopefully, the 50s can get a second win. Hopefully, the Supers can get a win as well. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Back here, hopefully, with the weather conditions that we've got today. So stay well, stay happy. See you soon.